Hello, this is Keith, Gamma Sutra, and welcome to the Gamma Sutra Producer Series. For this Producer Series video, I thought we would take a look at the Bitwig browser and how to set it up for high-speed mouse-click browsing. I've got a project that I'm working on here. I'm ready to add a new instrument lane. But as I build this instrument lane up, I want to be able to access each specific device that I'm looking for with only 2 to 3 mouse clicks. No need for my hands to leave the mouse to go to the keyboard. No need for me to go to the search bar and type in text searches. So here we go. I add my new instrument lane, and I would like to begin with a sequencer, and that will be Stepic. There we go. After Stepic, I would like to have Vital as my synth. I go to Synths and Vital. After Vital, I would like to have my Bitwig preset for gain staging, my production channel strip. Presets, production channel strip. After my production channel strip, I would like to have a compressor, Bitwig's Dynamics device. Dynamics and the Dynamics device. After Dynamics, I would like to have an EQ, EQ plus. EQ plus. And after EQ plus, Timeless 3, delay. Delay, Timeless 3. After Timeless 3, Pro R2, reverb. Reverb, Pro R2. And to finish off the lane, span as a meter. Utility metering and span. And there you go. Right? Device by device by device. 2 to 3 mouse clicks. No need to go to the keyboard. No need for entering the search bar to do text searches. If having a high-speed mouse-click browser like this set up in Bitwig is of interest to you, stick around, and together we will begin to build up the better mousetrap for Bitwig, the high-speed mouse-click browser. Before we begin to build up the high-speed mouse-click browser in Bitwig, there is one general behavior of the Bitwig browser when mouse-click browsing that you need to be aware of and how to overcome it. And it is this. As you move about in these major categories at the top of the Bitwig browser, if at any point one of these tags below has been set, let's say I was in presets looking for a dark-sounding preset. Found that preset, got it into the project, but when I move to a different category, what happens is that dark tag may not get removed, and as a result of that, the results that Bitwig provides, you can see here, Bitwig thinks there are no Bitwig devices installed and there are no plugins installed. And this is not correct, right? But that is because this dark tag got stuck. So how to overcome this behavior? The rule of thumb is always click 2 times when moving between any of these major categories. So again, I come back to presets. Maybe I had that dark tag set. When I move to everything, I need to click 2 times. I click 1 time to go to everything. Yes, the dark tag is stuck. But then when I hit everything again, right, you could see the browser suddenly flashed. Right now, when I look at my devices, I can see all of my Bitwig devices are present, all of my plugins are present. Step number 1 in creating the high-speed mouse-click browser for Bitwig is establishing and always returning to collections as your default view in the sidebar browser. How to locate collections if maybe you are in some other part of the sidebar browser. Very easy. Remember this mouse-click combination. Click 2 times on everything, 1, 2, click on location, and then collections. If collections is not already open, open it. Now that you have collections open in the sidebar browser, if you do not have broad collections of production devices, go ahead and create some at this time. To do so, right-click on Collections, click on Create Collection, give the collection a name. Again, broad categories. It could be something like reverbs or EQs or sequencers or synths, whatever is meaningful to you. Give that a color and then click OK to create the collection. After creating a number of collections here, those will be empty at the moment, but in the next step we will begin to populate those collections with your Bitwig production devices. Step number 2 in creating the high-speed mouse-click browser for Bitwig is populating your collections with your relevant Bitwig production devices. If for any reason you have wandered away from collections in the sidebar view, please bring that up now. Remember, the mouse-click combination to get to your collections is click 2 times on everything, 1, 2, click on Location, go to Collections, and if Collections is not open, open it. With Collections open in the sidebar browser, now go down to the lower device tray and click on a plus. Any plus, bring up a secondary browser. Move that browser so you can see both browsers clearly. In the secondary browser, now bring up your Bitwig devices. To do that, click 2 times on everything, 1, 2. File kind, select that if not already selected. If your favorite star is highlighted, right? Turn that off and then choose devices. I have Bitwig Studio 5 installed. If you have Studio 5, you should see a similar number, something about the order of 146 devices. And from here, very simple. Start with the first device, grab it, drag it, and drop it into its relevant collection. And if that device is one that you want to see as a go-to device in your shortlists, give that device a favorites star. If when you are dragging and dropping, you do not have a relevant collection for that device, right-click on Collections and create the collection that you need. After creating the collection, then drag and drop and decide whether that device is one for your favorites collections. Work your way through this list, device by device by device. Be very inclusive. You can see here I have practically every single Bitwig device in a collection somewhere. And this is important because any devices you do not put in a collection, you will not see when you are mouse browsing. For me personally, there's just a very few here, right, that I have not included. And these are because these are devices for interfacing Bitwig with hardware. I'm not doing that right now, and so these devices I simply do not need to see when I am mouse-click browsing. Work your way through this list, one by one by one, dropping each device into one or more categories, and giving those devices that are for your go-to lists, your short device lists, a favorites star. Step number 3 in creating your Bitwig high-speed mouse-click browser is adding your third-party plugins to your Bitwig collections. If for any reason Bitwig Collections is not the view you already have up, bring up Collections view in the sidebar browser. Now remember the mouse-click combination to get there is click 2 times on everything, 1, 2, click on Location, go to Collections, and open Collections if not already open. With that in the side browser, come to the lower tray, click a plus, any plus, open a secondary browser, move that browser so you can see both browsers, and now bring up your plugins in this secondary browser. To do that, click 2 times on everything, 1, 2, select file kind if not already highlighted. If your favorite star is lit, turn that off. And then go to plugins. Here we have a list very similar to what we did in step 2, but now we're looking at plugins instead of Bitwig devices. And yeah, your process is exactly the same. Start at the top of the list, right? Grab that device, drag it, and drop it into its relevant collection. After dropping it into its collection, make a decision. Is that device a go-to device you want to see on short lists? If so, give it a favorite star. As you work through the list, if you come across a plugin that you do not have a relevant collection for, right-click on Collections, create the collection that you need. Then drag and drop. And just as before, be very inclusive here. You need to have every device that you ever want to see while mouse-click browsing in one or more collections. Any devices that you do not place into the collections, you just will never see. In my case, you can see that there are more gaps in my list of third-party plugins that are in collections. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that I may have duplicates of some devices, or maybe I have a VST2 and a VST3. When I'm mouse browsing, I just want to see the VST3s. So those are the ones that I put into the collections. I don't worry about the others. Okay, work your way through this list. Device by device by device. Right? Dragging and dropping each device into its collection. And for each device that is a go-to device you want to see on your short lists, give it that favorite star. In step number 4, we now take this high-speed mouse-click browsing view that we have fully set up now in Bitwig's sidebar browser, and we make this view the default view in the remainder of Bitwig's context browsers. To begin this process, come over to your instrument lanes, click the plus to add a new instrument, and click OK. In this new blank instrument lane, come to your sidebar browser and grab a sequencer, any sequencer, and drop it in. You can close that sequencer and turn it off. We just need the device in place. After the sequencer, grab a synth. Same thing, any synth will do. Drop it in, close it, and you can turn it off. Now with these two devices, a sequencer and synth in place, check this out. If I click the plus after the synth, Bitwig brings up a generic Bitwig context browser offering me audio effects, because Bitwig's assumption is that after a synth, the most likely thing I would be looking for is audio effects. But if I click the plus between the synth and the sequencer, Bitwig brings up a different context browser, this time offering me everything because Bitwig is unsure. What device would I want to place between a synth and the sequencer driving it? And if I click the plus before the sequencer, another generic Bitwig context browser, this time offering me MIDI note effects. And even if I click the plus to add a new instrument, yet a different Bitwig context browser. And you can notice that each of these browsers did not bring me to my high-speed mouse-click browsing view. And this is pretty much the point where most people just give up on mouse-click browsing entirely in Bitwig, and everything reverts to clicking into the search bar and typing in text searches for the devices that you're looking for. Okay, so here we go. To apply this high-speed mouse-click browsing view to your Bitwig context browsers, the first thing you need is a snapshot of this high-speed mouse-click browsing view. But we need to make sure that this view we have is absolutely clean. So first, go through the process that you would go through if you had clicked away from the high-speed browser and needed to come back to it. Remember, that mouse-click combination is click 2 times on everything, go to location, and collections, open it if it's not open, and for this exercise, yes, highlight your favorite star. Now right-click in the title bar and save snapshot. Give the snapshot a name. And now we have that snapshot of the browser view saved. right here. Now come back to your instrument lane that you created. Click that plus after the synth. Right click into the title bar, apply your high-speed browser snapshot, right click again, go to browser settings and use current selections for this context. Done there, you can cancel out. Click the plus between the synth and the sequencer. Right, same process. Right click, apply your snapshot, right click, browser settings, and use current selections for this context. Cancel out of that one. Click the plus before the sequencer. Same process. Right click in the title bar, apply your snapshot, right click again, browser settings, and use current selections for this context. And now you can see, regardless of which plus I click, I am brought directly to my high-speed mouse-click browsing view. Okay, now we have a few more to set up in the instrument lanes. Click the plus to add a new instrument. Another generic Bitwig context browser, right-click, apply your high-speed browser snapshot, right-click, browser settings, and use current selection for this context. Now that we have set that one up, right-click and add an instrument track, right-click, add an audio track, right-click, add an FX track. Go to the new instrument lane you just created, click the plus in the tray. Another generic Bitwig context browser, right-click, apply your snapshot, right-click, browser settings, and use current selection for this context. Cancel out of that one, go to your audio lane. Same thing, click the plus. Yep. Another generic Bitwig context browser, right-click, high-speed browser view, right-click, browser settings, and use current selections for this context. And finally, go to that FX lane you created. Now, this one, it usually picks up on one of the prior changes that you have already made, but do click the plus, open that one, and just check to make sure, and we do. We have that high-speed mouse-click browser already set up. Okay, that one is good. Now, across Bitwig, there are many of these context browsers. I've just given you the 7 key ones that you will mostly run across so that you have your high-speed mouse-click browser set up as the default view. If when you're working in Bitwig, you come across any other context browser, right, that you would like to have come to your mouse-click browsing view, remember, for that browser, once it's open, all you need to do, if not on the mouse-click browsing view, right-click into the title bar, apply your snapshot. After applying the snapshot, right, do your browser settings and use current selection for this context. And there you go. Bitwig high-speed mouse click browser now set up not only in the sidebar, but across all of the context browsers in Bitwig. Now, what about presets? This high-speed mouse click browser that we have built is just about production devices right now. Bitwig devices, your third-party VSTs. But certainly now that you have these broad categories available to you, you can put any presets that you have that are relevant to those categories in. Just go to My Library, click 2 times into My Library, and then unclick the favorite star. That will show you all of your presets that you've collected, and just as with the devices, you can grab those presets, drag them, and drop them. So here I've got a delay preset. I can drop it into delays. It is one of my favorites, so I have it highlighted with a star. And now, when I look at my delay collection in my high-speed mouse click browser, at the bottom, that's where presets show up after VSTs, I've got that preset. The other thing you can do with presets is create, of course, a standalone preset folder in the collections. And I do have one of those. What I use that for mostly is for core devices that I need pretty much all the time. That would be like this one, my gain staging strip that goes on every lane. So there you go. A suggestion on how to incorporate presets into the high-speed mouse click browser. All right, and finally, step number 6, an optional step. Now, if you wish, you can include one or more of your collections in your quick sources in the top bar of the side browser or in the sidebar of your context browsers. For me personally, I like to have my presets collection in my quick sources so I have immediate access, in particular to my gain staging preset, my production channel strip. And I like to have my utility metering collection in my quick sources so that I can get a hold of my meters. In order to set this up, pretty easy, go to the 4 boxes view in the sidebar browser, open that up, go to collections if you're not already there, and then in your collections, locate the collection that you wish to have in quick sources. For me, presets, I right-click, add to quick sources. And there you can see it appears in the top bar. The other one, utility metering. For me, right-click and add to quick sources. For your context browsers, very similar process. Click on the 4-box view. Again, find collections. Find the collection you wish to have in the sidebar. Right-click, add to quick sources, and for me, utility metering, right-click and add to quick sources. And close that. Very good. And now, when I am mouse click browsing, I'm looking for devices, I can grab those. But then I get to the point where I need my gain staging strip, I just click over to presets, and there it is. I can drop it in. I can then go back to my high-speed mouse click browser, continue grabbing devices, and then maybe at the end of my device chain, I might go to utility metering and drop in something like, I don't know, span. So there you go. Step number 6, setting up your collections into your quick sources in the top bar of the side browser and in the sidebar of your context browsers. And there you have it. Building the better mousetrap in Bitwig, the Bitwig high-speed mouse click browser. I figured I would close out the video with one last demonstration of the high-speed mouse click browser in action. And of course, when I do these demos, I don't work this way in a project. I don't load up 8 devices at a time. But this is just so that you can notice, right? For each device that I think of, each specific device, I am able to go in and get that device with 2 to 3 mouse clicks. I know right where it is, get it into the project, and get back to work. So here we go. I will begin with adding an instrument lane, of course, and we will go with a sequencer, and that will be Harmony Bloom. There is Harmony Bloom. After Harmony Bloom, Synth, and that will be Pigments. Synth and Pigments. After Pigments, I need my gain staging strip, my preset. Presets in the sidebar here. Click into that, and production channel strip. After my gain staging strip, I would like to have a distortion. And which one? How about beam volt? Okay, so distortion and beam volt. After the distortion, let's do a gate and gatekeeper. So there's gate and gatekeeper. And after gatekeeper, a delay. How about other desert cities? So we go to delays and other desert cities. And after the delay, a reverb, vela. So we will go for reverbs and vela. There it is. And after the reverb, a meter, right, to close out the lane. My utility meters are again in the sidebar here, so I'll click into that, and there it is. Span. Okay, right? Lane complete. Right? Each one of those devices, right? I called it by name, and I was able to get it into the project with just 2 or 3 mouse clicks. Well, hey, I hope you've enjoyed this Gamma Sutra Producer Series video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, maybe even subscribe to my channel. I do have some Gamma Sutra Producer Series packs. I'll leave some contact information for those or some links for those below. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for hanging in there. And that's it for me. Gamma Sutra, signing off for now. Until next time with the Gamma Sutra Producer Series.